All right, next up in the regrading process, PSA. We've done PSA a few times in previous videos, so I'm going to add this to the running total of comparison grades that we have. But I have 5 more PSA slabs I'll run through with you real quick. And then I'm going to crack these and send them into GMA for regrading. And it's amazing how cheap you can pick up slabs these days. People just went crazy with grading. During the pandemic, when PSA got backed up to the levels that they did, I mean, I got a lot of these for a few bucks a piece. So it's just crazy the number of slabs that have flooded the market. I also wanted to make sure that I got newer slabs to compare how they're grading right now. I didn't want to get a bunch of the old slabs under old leadership and management. I wanted to see with their expansion if they've been missing stuff or if their grades are holding up accurately. So I got this King Griffey Jr. 1990 Flare PSA 7. Based on what I see on the corners, I think that's probably a pretty fair grade. I got this Keldon Johnson Select Rookie PSA 8. We'll get that out and see what's going on with that one. Darius Baisley PSA 9. See, the centering's not perfect, but it's pretty good shape. I find with a lot of PSA cards, it is not uncommon to grab a PSA 9 that you're kind of scratching your head wondering what exactly is wrong with that card. Got this Michael Porter Optic Rookie PSA 8. And then the one that I really want to get out of the slab is the Scotty Barnes Optic Rookie. It's graded a 6. Typically when it drops this low, it's pretty easy to identify where the issue is, but based on what I can see through the slab, it is not an issue of corners, so I'm wondering if there is a crease somewhere on the back. So we'll get this out of the slab and take a closer look at it. All right, I got all the cards out of the slabs. Somebody asked me in a prior video, do I send the cards in to get them regraded with the labels in here? I do not. I just have these for video purposes so you can see the label with the card. I definitely remove the label and send the cards in for a solid grading by themselves, because I do believe that any company that takes cards in other companies' slabs rarely, if ever, are going to give you a higher grade if they know what the prior company graded them at. So if I send this Scotty Barnes in with a PSA 6, there's no way that GMA is going to give this higher than a 6. However, I do believe, and I left this Scotty Barnes out because I believe that PSA was correct in their grade of a 6, and I honestly believe that GMA is going to send this back to me as a 10. So we're going to see how it goes, but I'm going to show you why they graded it as a 6. It looks perfectly fine from the front, and I put this under a magnifier and everything. The card appears to be in great shape to the front, and there is no crease on the back either, which is what I thought was going to be the problem. Okay, what I want you to keep an eye on is this upper corner here as I go back and forth under the light. Okay, and I want you to notice, you see that line that appears as I turn the card? That line appears because the card is curved. It's bent up there. It almost looks like it got wedged and then folded, but not enough to create a crease. But there is definitely, the shape of the card is off. Okay, I'm going to compare it. I'm going to flip the card, and I'm going to show you the same light angle. You see how there is no line that appears? That's because the card is perfectly flat. That is not the case on the other corner. So that is why PSA graded this low. It is not gem mint. And it's hard to show on video, but you can see that it's bent there. But again, no crease appears on the card. It's just the curvature. So I don't believe that GMA is going to pick that. Maybe they're going to prove me wrong and they're going to pick up on this, but this is definitely the one that I want to see coming back, what it's going to be. So I'm going to sleeve this up, and I'll just show you quickly the others. I think the 7 was a fair grade on the Ken Griffey. Keldon Johnson, I think they undergraded this. I definitely think it's deserving of a 9. There's really nothing Just a minor, very minor surface flaw that I could see. Nothing that really detracts to give this. And don't mind that. That's on the card saver sleeve, if you can see that, not on the actual card. And the Darius Bazley 9, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back as a 10, which what I've seen for the most part is that GMA grades about a grade higher than PSA on a lot of cards. And then this Michael Porter, wouldn't be surprised if it comes back graded again slightly higher. The centering's not great on this. I think why I got an 8, couple minor surface flaws, and the centering is why they brought this down. All right, here are the cards back from GMA. We'll go through them real quick. We had the Ken Griffey Jr. That was graded a 7 by PSA. GMA came back with a 7, same grade. All right, Bazley rookie, it's an optic, graded a 9 by PSA, and we got a 9 by GMA. All right, Michael Porter, this was an 8 by PSA and an 8 by GMA. So 3 for 3 on grading. This was an 8, Keldon Johnson, select rookie. I couldn't find too much wrong with this. When I took it out of the slab, GMA came back with a 10. Where do I think it actually falls? Probably a 9. I would think probably somewhere right in the middle. But difference of 2 grades on that one. And then this was the one, the Scotty Barnes, that I didn't think that GMA would pick up on. PSA had that at a 6, and GMA graded it a 9. So I think GMA was miss on this one, definite miss, and the still see that bend in the card, but it's definitely not a 9 in my opinion. I think PSA was correct in this one, so I think this was a misgrade by GMA. All right, so we'll throw these into the spreadsheet and see how our average is working out over time with PSA. Okay, so here's the spreadsheet breaking down what is now 3 iterations that I've done of PSA and GMA grading comparisons. Feel free to go back and look at any of the previous videos that I've done. But the law of averages is playing out, adding these 5 cards into the mix. You see down at the bottom, first column is GMA grades, the second is the PSA, and then I have the variation between the two. But these 5 added in, we have a overall variation of 0.93. So same standard average that I've been seeing all along, that PSA is about a grade tougher than GMA when it comes to grading. Which pretty much holds true. I mean, when I list my cards, my GMA cards for sale, they're usually priced at about a grade lower on PSA. So if I'm listing a GMA 10, I'm listing it at a PSA 9 value. So you're not going to get the same value with GMA that you do PSA. They're still top in the market, and I will say the reputation that has preceded them. They've kind of cleaned up a bit with new ownership, and I think they're on the right track. Luckily for them, the prior ownership, prior management didn't drive them too far into the ground. They were able to recover, in my opinion, and they're still top in the market, hands down. Anybody that says that they're not, they're just lying to themselves. But I still hold that GMA is a good option, much like many of the others that we've reviewed. I think that CSG is a great option. That last grading comparison that we did, I think that GMA, and what it showed is GMA and CSG are about on par grading-wise. What you'll get, neither of which are up to PSA standards. If pricing wasn't so crazy with the cost of grading, I'd try to flip more back in the other direction, but things have just been inflated since the market took off. So hope you find this information valuable, and if you haven't done so already, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more of these in the future, so stay tuned. Thanks, everyone.